माता की जय, भारत माता की जय, भारत माता की जय, कलका माता की जय, कलका माता की जय, कलका माता की जय.
India's defense exports soar after Operation Sindoor. Following the success of Operation Sindoor, where Indian armed forces decisively struck across the border and weakened key enemy positions in Pakistan, India's defense sector is experiencing a significant export surge. Several countries have shown increased interest in Indian-made weapons, missiles, and surveillance systems, recognizing their proven battlefield performance. Defense analysts credit this rise to India's enhanced credibility as a reliable military supplier and its ability to rapidly deploy and operate advanced technologies. The government's Make in India initiative and strategic partnerships with global players have further boosted orders. Experts expect exports to cross $5 billion in the next few years, strengthening India's position as a major defense exporter. Russia, India, and China's common interests. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov recently stated that Russia, India, and China share common interests in global affairs. He emphasized that these nations aim to maintain stability, promote economic growth, and ensure security in the Asia-Pacific and beyond. Lavrov highlighted cooperation in areas such as energy, trade, technology, and counterterrorism. He further mentioned that these partnerships are essential to balancing the influence of Western powers and creating a multipolar world order. India's growing role, China's economic strength, and Russia's energy resources make collaboration beneficial for all three countries. Lavrov's remarks underline the importance of strategic partnerships as these nations work together to address regional and global challenges. India's 200-plus warships plan to counter naval threats. India has set an ambitious goal to build over 200 warships and submarines by 2035 as part of its naval expansion to counter threats from China and Pakistan. The plan focuses on strengthening maritime security across the Indian Ocean region by enhancing the capabilities of the Navy. It includes advanced destroyers, frigates, aircraft carriers, and nuclear-powered submarines. The government aims to reduce dependence on imports by boosting domestic manufacturing and shipbuilding under the Make in India initiative. The expansion is expected to improve deterrence, protect sea trade routes, and ensure maritime dominance. With growing tensions in the Indo-Pacific, this long-term strategy is seen as vital for safeguarding national interests. Why India's Tejas fighter jet program is facing delays. India's Tejas fighter jet program has been facing delays due to several factors, including technical challenges, budget constraints, and dependency on foreign components. The program, launched to reduce reliance on imported aircraft, aimed to develop a lightweight, multi-role fighter jet for the Indian Air Force. However, complexities in designing advanced avionics, engine integration, and weapons systems have slowed progress. Additionally, production bottlenecks and procurement issues have affected timelines. Efforts are underway to enhance domestic manufacturing capabilities and overcome supply chain challenges. Despite these hurdles, the program remains critical for India's defense modernization, with ongoing upgrades planned to improve performance, endurance, and combat readiness. The government continues to push for self-reliance in aerospace technology. Operation Sindoor, a shining example of military strength. Air Marshal Amarpreet Singh has praised Operation Sindoor as a shining testament to India's unmatched military strength and strategic planning. The operation demonstrated the precision, coordination, and advanced capabilities of India's armed forces in countering threats along its borders. It highlighted the effectiveness of air power and joint force collaboration in achieving tactical superiority. The operation also showcased India's preparedness and resilience in responding to hostile actions, particularly from adversaries like Pakistan and China. According to the Air Marshal, Operation Sindoor not only reinforced national security but also boosted the morale of the armed forces. The success of the operation is seen as a significant milestone in strengthening India's defense posture in a complex geopolitical environment. Malacca patrols, India's strategic push against China. The Indian Navy will join joint patrols in the strategically vital Malacca Strait, a move seen as a major challenge to China's geopolitical ambitions in the Indo-Pacific. The Malacca Strait is one of the world's busiest trade routes and a crucial choke point for energy supplies. By participating in coordinated patrols with regional partners, India aims to enhance maritime security, ensure safe navigation, and counterbalance China's growing naval presence. This collaboration strengthens India's role as a key security provider in the region. Analysts believe that this step sends a clear message to Beijing, signaling India's commitment to protecting sea lanes and promoting stability while safeguarding its strategic interests in the face of expanding Chinese influence. Navarro hits X over Russia-India oil claims. Peter Navarro, former White House trade advisor, has escalated his feud with social media platform X after fact-checks flagged claims about India's purchases of Russian oil. Navarro accused X of spreading foreign propaganda and attempting to distort the narrative around India's energy strategy. He argued that India's trade with Russia is a sovereign decision driven by market realities and energy needs, not influenced by external forces. Navarro's criticism comes amid rising global tensions over Russia's energy exports and Western sanctions. His remarks reflect broader debates about information control, media bias, and geopolitical interests. The dispute underscores the challenges platforms face in moderating content while navigating international controversies and conflicting narratives. Chabahar, India's Central Asia gateway. India is intensifying its Connect Central Asia initiative, leveraging the Chabahar Port in Iran as a strategic hub to enhance trade and connectivity with Central Asian nations. The port, developed in partnership with Iran, provides India direct access to Afghanistan and beyond, bypassing Pakistan. This move aims to boost economic ties, secure energy supplies, and strengthen regional influence amid rising geopolitical competition. By using Chabahar as a logistics and trade pivot, India seeks to counterbalance China's Belt and Road Initiative and deepen engagement with Central Asian republics. Officials highlight that the port not only enhances trade routes but also reinforces India's strategic footprint, fostering stability, cooperation, and long-term regional partnerships. HAL addresses Ohroof helicopter defect. Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, HAL, has emphasized the importance of regular maintenance after the Indian Army flagged a tail drive shaft defect in the Ohroof helicopter fleet. The issue, identified during routine operations, raised concerns over flight safety and operational readiness. HAL stated that thorough inspections and timely component replacements are critical to prevent such defects and ensure optimal performance. The company is working closely with the Army to assess affected helicopters, implement corrective measures, and enhance maintenance protocols. Officials highlighted that proactive maintenance, coupled with ongoing upgrades, will minimize downtime and sustain the Ohroof's operational reliability, reaffirming HAL's commitment to supporting India's defense aviation requirements. India resists US, EU Russian oil pressure. The United States has indicated plans to impose steeper tariffs, targeting countries importing Russian oil, a move that has prompted pushback from India. Washington and Brussels are pressing buyers to reduce dependence on Russian energy amid ongoing geopolitical tensions and sanctions. India, heavily reliant on affordable energy supplies, has rejected attempts to dictate its trade policies, emphasizing sovereignty and market-driven decisions. Officials highlight that Indian energy security and economic stability remain priorities, and any external pressure to curb Russian oil imports could impact domestic growth. Analysts note that this standoff reflects broader strategic differences between India and Western powers, underlining the complexity of global energy politics and evolving geopolitical alignments. India, rising superpower. The Director General of Israel's Ministry of Foreign Affairs has hailed India as an emerging superpower, citing its vast talent pool, technological innovation, and growing global influence. During a recent diplomatic interaction, he emphasized India's potential to shape regional and global affairs through its skilled workforce, vibrant economy, and strategic initiatives. The remarks underline the strong bilateral ties between India and Israel, particularly in defense, technology, and trade cooperation. Analysts note that India's demographic advantage, combined with its focus on innovation and infrastructure development, positions it as a key player on the world stage. The statement reflects international recognition of India's growing role in global geopolitics and economic leadership. Kulgam encounter. In Jammu and Kashmir's Kulgam district, a terrorist was killed during a fierce encounter with Indian Army forces, while an army jawan sustained injuries. Security forces launched a search operation based on intelligence inputs about the presence of militants in the area. The encounter lasted several hours, during which the army carried out coordinated operations to neutralize the threat. The injured soldier has been hospitalized and is reported to be in stable condition. Officials emphasized that such operations are crucial to maintaining peace and security in the region. The incident underscores the ongoing efforts of Indian security forces to counter terrorism and ensure the safety of civilians in sensitive border areas. Trump eyes Russia sanctions. Former U.S. President Donald Trump has signaled readiness to implement a second stage of sanctions against Russia, targeting key sectors of the Russian economy and strategic exports. The move comes amid ongoing tensions over Russia's global actions and efforts to influence international markets. Trump indicated that these measures would focus on curbing Russia's energy, defense, and financial sectors, aiming to pressure Moscow economically and politically. Analysts note that expanded sanctions could impact global trade and energy prices, with ripple effects for countries engaged in Russian commerce. The announcement highlights the U.S. administration's continued focus on countering Russian influence while reinforcing alliances and signaling commitment to international security norms. Lipulekh dispute. Nepal has urged India and China to withdraw their recent agreement on the Lipulekh Pass, calling the pact a violation of its territorial claims. Kathmandu asserts that the area falls within its sovereign boundaries and has protested diplomatically, seeking revisions to the accord. The Lipulekh Pass, located near the India-China-Nepal Thrai junction, holds strategic and trade significance, particularly for trans-Himalayan connectivity. Nepal's foreign ministry emphasized dialogue and adherence to international law to resolve the dispute peacefully. Analysts believe the issue could strain Nepal's relations with both neighbors while testing diplomatic balances in the region. The call for withdrawal underscores ongoing sensitivities regarding borders, sovereignty, and regional cooperation in the Himalayas. Extremist neutralized. A high-profile communist extremist who carried a bounty of 10 lakh rupees on his head has been neutralized in a coordinated security operation. The individual was involved in several violent incidents, targeting security forces and civilians in affected regions. Authorities launched a precise operation based on actionable intelligence, aiming to dismantle the extremist network and restore law and order. Security officials confirmed that weapons and incriminating materials were recovered during the encounter. The neutralization is seen as a significant achievement in India's ongoing efforts to curb left-wing extremism and ensure public safety. Officials emphasized that sustained intelligence gathering, vigilance, and coordinated action remain key to tackling extremist threats across the country.